Elisa, nice to see you. Thank you for coming here.
Ciao, Joseph. Thank you.
You are just coming from a very long extended set. You
Yes,
closed
I am.
Berghain.
Correct.
How are you feeling right now?
Now I'm feeling like super good because it was an amazing experience. Like I wasn't expecting like this full dance floor until 8 a.m. Super good vibes, amazing energy. Everybody was like, I don't know, amazing. But I'm also feeling tired because of the long set. Like my body is a bit tired, but yeah, I'm more happy than tired. Definitely.
Yes.
Super happy. Yeah.
I can see in your face that you are content.
Yeah.
And I want to talk a lot about your music, your path, and if for someone who doesn't know you and they ask you who you are, and you cannot use where you come from, what you do in life, how would you answer that question? Who is Elisa?
Elisa is always questioning, very curious person, and I consider myself to be a work in progress, constant work in progress. And I love to. I'm fascinated by authenticity and connection with people, and yes, this is me.
Super beautiful, and let's talk a little bit about your origins and now how you got here. We were just talking now before we started.
Yeah, so I had some sort of like tribal childhood because we were like tribes on the streets against other tribes from other small villages. Now I would say stupid stuff, but we really believed in that when we were kids. And then in the house we were like super polite with the parents, and everything was super nice. So we had this kind of stuff in the childhood, which I really like now if I think about it. But yeah, it was like super genuine, and I had a really nice childhood, to be honest, with cool friends and everything. So yeah, then going back to music, I've always been into that. But in my small hometown, of course, there wasn't a record store or stuff like that. The city near me was Alghero, which is like a 45,000 people city, so it's not big. We didn't have any club. We still don't have. We didn't have don't have any musical community or like clubbing, and I don't know, nothing about that. So I had to build everything in my mind by myself. And there was this little record store in Alghero where I was going every week. But the guy was super rude, and he didn't have like a selection or an interesting selection. So I was often like ordering stuff, asking stuff. He was like super annoyed ordering CDs for me. So yeah, he only used to sell CDs. So I started collecting records, vinyl records, when I was older, like many years after. So yeah, I started like with big difficulties to build a CD collection. And then when I was like teenager, I saw these men playing records in Alghero. And I was like, oh wow, this is amazing, because I've always wanted to like have a band with my friends, my girlfriends, but they weren't interested in music at all, like zero. So I was like, I was like trying to find something that I could do by myself. So when I saw the DJ, I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. Then I also discovered that you could produce some music by yourself, blah, blah, blah. Also, internet came after, because when I was already, I think, 17 or stuff like that. But in Sardinia, in my small village, internet was super slow, and it arrived really late. So my only connection with music was like magazines. I was super like hungry to know, to discover. So I was buying anything possible with magazines and stuff like that. But I never had like, I don't know, people to talk about that, or like mentors, So yeah, it was really difficult to get in touch with the rest of the world, to be honest. But so yeah, so this man playing, and he was so into that, like he was playing amazing music. He has a huge record. Then I became his friend. I discovered that he has a huge record collection, and he was playing like soulful stuff, acid jazz, stuff like that. That was my passion at the moment when I was young, and I was like, wow, this is perfect. I want to do that. So after a while, I was I did every kind of job possible when I was a teenager because I wanted to spend all my money in CDs and magazines. And my mom was like, "No, we can afford this hobby of you. So if you want to do it, you have to take care about it." Okay. So I was working to buy my music. So I did every kind of job, and I also worked in this bar where this guy was playing. And in the same bar was a cool spot in Alghero, not in my hometown, but in Alghero. And I was like, after my architecture studies that I finished, I was like, okay, now I want to focus on what I really like. I want to do music. So I knew that. I put that on pause for those years that I studied, but it was really, I was suffering. Right. Yeah, I was like, no, you want to do that, you want to do that. That's what I learned, that you have to listen to some kind of feelings. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when I finished, I bought myself like CDJs, the CDJs 100, you remember?
Yes, of course. Hello, and thanks so much for watching or listening to this podcast with Almost Sound. I'm Joseph, and this is the Almost Sound Studio. Just a quick interruption to tell you that if you're a producer and you're looking to further your skills or get inspiration from some of the most interesting artists in the world, you can head over to almostsound.co.uk and get access to masterclasses and courses from some of the most interesting producers out there. Whether you're a beginner just starting off or an intermediate level producer who's released music and is playing gigs, or even an advanced producer who is looking for more inspiration and understanding how their favorite producers make music, we do have a range of masterclasses that cover pretty much anything from sound design, sculpting a low end, creating engaging melodies, all the way down to mixing and mastering and arrangement. Whenever you want, head over to almostsound.co.uk and select the masterclass and course for you. See you on the other side. I don't think like now they're out of production for sure. But...
of course, of course, yeah, absolutely. And the mixer was a Pioneer. I think it was the 300. It's like just 2 channels and like bass, mid, and high, and that's it. No,
crossfader.
Yeah, exactly. There is like super plain mixer, which was perfect. Then I went to a long trip in Thailand, and I was like, okay, you want to do this, you have to do this. So yeah, I came back and bought all the gear that I needed, and I literally learned how to do everything with the instruction, the paper.
Yeah, the manual, yeah.
Exactly. Like, okay. Like, really, I didn't have any idea of how to do that, but I had a couple of years that were really, really tough years of, my beginnings were really tough because I had to learn everything by myself. And as I told you, I didn't have a mentor or someone explaining. So I used to go to every kind of situation where there was a DJ. Like I learned a lot watching people that were better than me playing. This is the best school for me. Mm-hmm. This is something that I still think. So I was watching these hip hop DJs that are super good technically and stuff. I learned a lot by watching that. And then I came back home and tried to do that by myself. And yeah, that's how I started. I started in 2007. So yeah.
To play music.
Yeah, to DJ, yes.
And you were still in Sardinia?
Yeah. I was still in my hometown. I left my parents' home because they were, my mom especially, she wasn't much into this decision of mine. So one day she came back and I wasn't there anymore. I know it's not a good thing. I'm not proud of this, but at the same time I was like, she had to understand that. I'm not doing anything wrong to her, but at the end of life or whatever, it's just me and myself, in front of a mirror. So I have to be happy with myself, especially if I know that I'm not doing anything wrong to you. Mm-hmm. And you will understand that. She did, of course.
Eventually,
she did. After a couple of years of like tensions, she did, because she sees me. She sees that I'm happy. She saw that I was happy, and that's what I wanted to do. So now my parents are my biggest supporters. They're always like asking, how was the party? If I say like, because we also have great parties. It happens to everybody. So when the party or the night is not the best, I'm like, there were like maybe 20 people. Oh my God, why? Because did you play a bad set? Or no, it's because she doesn't know how it works. Like, did they treat you well? Or, yes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's super worried that she cares a lot that the party is good and everything is good. So yeah, now they came to see me when I played in Alghero a couple of years ago. She was dancing, so yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, but because when you have a nice family, because unfortunately not everybody, has a lovely situation like I did. So I was super lucky to live in a really nice family. But when you have that kind of love in the family, at some point they will understand. I mean, I remember that she telling me when I was a kid, like the most important thing for me is that you are a good person. But then when the moment arrived, I was a good person, but I was doing something that she didn't understand, like DJing. I mean, I discovered it at 16, 17 years old, so my mom was already, she didn't know. I mean, the thing could be a job or something similar. So she was like upset. Oh, you study architecture, you should be an architect. She was not into the mindset that, nothing is mandatory. If you start, you can do after one day, you can change your mind. After 2 hours. So she doesn't have that kind of mindset. So
because she's never seen it before.
No, maybe
circle.
Absolutely, yeah. Also, when you are a girl, especially in the 80s and the 90s, it was in Sardinia, in a small town where everybody goes to church except you, and you start like tattooing, blah blah blah. It's not so easy to fight that kind of mindset. That's why I had to leave, like without saying anything. Like, okay, you came back and I'm not here. I had to use the strong, the strong way to do that because you sometimes you can talk with these people and maybe they understand better with actions. I don't know if I've been clear, sure. So yeah, I'm not proud because she was sad about it and she was super like upset when she came back and I wasn't on. But as I told you, I knew inside of me that it wasn't. I didn't do that in a bad way or with bad intentions,
Against her, it was for you to be.
Yeah, it was exactly the opposite. I did it with with pure art, to be honest, because I was like, I know that you will understand because you love me, you sincerely love me, and we have a great relationship. This will not change, and you will take your time. It took 2 years. You will take your time, and you will understand, and that's how I was.
And then and so you left your parents' home when you were in 2007.
Yeah, in 2007, I left my home. I went to live by myself, doing every kind of job possible. And then I started playing in this bar that I was working at. And they were like, "Oh my God, you bought everything for DJing? Yeah, please play here." They were super excited, and since the first one, it was a great success, like a little great success in Alghero, and so I started to play there almost every weekend, and then the voice was spreading that there was this girl DJing. It was like, oh my God, a girl DJing. So I started playing around Alghero and then around Sardinia, and that's where I understood that was my life, what I wanted to do. And it was really hard, as I said, because I had to go to every place with everything. Like I had to buy
with your equipment.
Yes, everything, like from the CDJs and the mixer and all like the monitors of everything. The
monitors too crazy.
Big one.
Yeah.
Because I was playing in bars and they didn't have a sound system, of course. So I was arriving with my small car and going inside the bar, looking for some, guys, big ones.
Can you help me bring the speakers?
Sorry guys, can you come to the car with me? I need some help. So you used to see these guys carrying my monitors and also the cases with the CDJs were super heavy because then I bought the 1000. You remember the 1000?
Yes.
Pioneer. I've been through, in Italian, centos, the 100 and 200 because the 200 were working with MP3 CDs, so it was like, oh my God, MP3, you can have 300 songs in a CD. I was like, wow. And then 1000, and then 1000 was pretty heavy, to be honest. So I always needed some help. So I did a really tough years. With in the beginning of my DJing journey. Yes,
that's a lot of commitment and a lot of energy goes into that.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It's a testament also because it was your passion. You felt okay, I go against everything that the people around me are telling me, the place where I am, I don't care, I want to do this, it's my passion. And also I think for people to relate, I also grew up in Italy, like having a woman DJing at that time, it was exceptional. So I cannot
you can imagine in Sardinia, exactly. in the small village. It was like a scandalo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who is this woman that carries around DJs to play in bars?
This young woman. I was like 20 after architecture. I was like 20. Yes, 21, yes.
Crazy. And then 2009, so a few years later, you had moved to, like, you had moved home, you were starting to DJ Milan.
I decided to go to Milan because as soon as I understood that I wanted to do this for a living, I was like, okay, what can we do? At that time I didn't know like about Berlin, you know. I was completely out of this kind of world, completely. But not because I wasn't interested, but because I was coming from another planet, basically.
Yes. You didn't have access to the same information.
Yeah, no access, exactly. So I moved to Milan, and also there I started like working on a gym, which is funny because I'm the most unfit person in the world. So I was working on the desk, of course, not properly in the gym, but to pay my rent and stuff. So literally I started from nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean
zero.
Zero, like no family help and stuff like that. So the first thing I did was, okay, I need to find a job. That's what I did. And then I started like producing some short mixes, like 20 minutes, showcasing my favorite tracks on the moment, and put them online. And you're like now, oh my God, this is like something that we do every day. At the time, it wasn't like that.
Yes.
We have, they just started with Mixcloud, I think it was that period.
Was also 2009 was also the thing SoundCloud started around that.
Yeah, exactly. And SoundCloud was still like blocking every kind of podcast stuff because SoundCloud was born for your original music. So if you put like a mixtape on SoundCloud, it was blocked after 1 second. So we had Mixcloud for that you could listen but not download. So there was this like I started on Mixcloud, and a crew from Milan noticed these mixes because I was posting them on Facebook. At the moment, there was Facebook. That was the main thing on the social media.
And it was also very early for Facebook. Because Facebook
it was very early for
2007.
Yeah, right? It was very early. I think I did my account like in 2007 when I started. There wasn't Facebook for me, at least. I remember I was starting. Just after. I did my first like account there, I think in 2007, as soon as I started buying my equipment and stuff. Yeah.
It was probably like you were one of the first people doing that.
But if you think about it now, it's like crazy because if you are 17 or 16 now, you were born basically with a smartphone on your hands, and you know everything about TikTok. That I don't have. Don't know what it is now, but. Milan, Mixcloud. This crew from Milan noticed my mixes, and they were like, "Oh, Ma, you're super good. We like your music, and would you like to come play with us at the opening slot?" So I played my first gig in Milan after like 4 months that I was there. So it was like super quick, but also that there weren't many like girls doing that at the moment, because also in Milan there were many like models, fashion, people coming from fashion, like playing like pre-recorded sets and stuff like that for maybe like showroom parties and stuff like that. So having like an underground DJ that was like serious in his craft, and there was a girl was still difficult to find at the time.
Rare. Yeah.
So I played my first gig in Magnolia, in Milan, which was and still is a great venue. It's an amazing. For me, coming from Sardinia, I knew about Magnolia after I started like studying everything about the DJing, clubbing, blah blah blah. So for me, it was like, wow, first gig Magnolia, amazing. So it went really good. So these guys called me again, booked me again, and then as before, the voice started to spread, and so this crew called me, and then I went to play near Venice, and then I went there, and then I started to play around. And after a couple of years in Milan, I started working at the Italian National Radio.
Right. Yeah.
Radio 2, Rai 2, yes, Radio 2 in English. And I started producing a show called Babylon, which was like some sort like of fresh air in the Italian radio world, because we used to play, I don't know, we were the first to play people like Anderson .Paak, for example. So we weren't underground, but we were pop, but in a more interesting way, you know. We had many guests, from Alicia Keys till the Wu-Tang, for example. We had Chili Gonzalez. We had so many Italian artists. We had people that plays jazz. We used to play a lot of jazz on the show. A lot of underground hip hop from the US or whatever. We had used to showcase many styles, but always with some sort of research. Not like the classic Italian radio, which is super commercial,
charts.
Or like Italian commercial stuff, you know. So it was a really good experience. I did it for 10 years. So as soon as I started with the radio, I left with my random jobs. So I started DJing as my main thing, and working on the radio. We had just one show a week, so it wasn't like a big commitment.
Yeah.
But it was really good.
At the radio, were you hosting the artists? So, for example, you mentioned Wu-Tang or Alicia Keys. They were coming to the studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were. Yeah. Sometimes they were singing or performing for us. Sometimes it was just an interview. Like, for example, Chili Gonzalez was just an interview because he was there for a few minutes. We didn't have the time to perform. But we had many artists in the studio performing, which was really incredible. Also, the studios in the Italian National Radio are amazing. I mean, old, but in a good way, you know. Super nice space with amazing equipment, amazing technicians. It was a really good experience for me, even if it was not so close to my musical, you know, interests. I was already into clubbing and house and techno, but I love music. I mean, for me, it's easier to say what I don't like than what I like in music, because I really listen to so many styles, and I love so many artists, so many genres that.
Yes. From your inspiration perspective, it's beautiful to have access to and exposure to so many artists that are unique in their own way. You absorb a lot.
Really, it was a really good experience. Also, I was doing a super technical job because I was producing the show. So I was editing all the songs to fit in the time that we had. I was filling a form to help the director to tell the speaker when to speak. You know, it was really technical stuff, which of course I love. And so I learned a lot also working on the radio.
Great experience. And so when did you start with Rai?
2010, I think. 10. Yeah.
You did it. You said 10 years, right? So
9, 10, because they closed the show in 2019. The Italian National Radio works a lot, is a lot linked to politics, you know. So as soon as they changed the director of the Radio 2, the director maybe doesn't some kind of stuff, so they closed the shows and they put other speakers or other projects on air. So we last for 10 years. The first year was another person doing the production. Then I took his place after 1 year. So the show lasted 10 years and I did 9. Yes.
So it's a lot.
To be correct. Yeah.
And at what point? So you mentioned before Tempio Del Futuro Perduto.
Yes.
I think for people who don't know what Tempio Del Futuro Perduto is, can you give an explanation and then tell also your story with Tempio?
Yes, so Tempio has a really good story, a really nice story, because it was an abandoned train depot, which was left dying in the center of Milan. So this collective of artists under 32 years at the moment. In 2018, they occupied the place and they started doing events and cultural events, and also a lot of like solidarity, charity, and experimentations and blah blah blah. So they started like investing everything they were doing with the parties to make the place better. So they invest all the time and effort to clean the space, which was a disaster when they arrived, and they managed to build this incredible cultural hub in the center of Milan with a super nice garden. And now it's like it's crazy because they started with an occupation, a legal occupation. They've been sued after a couple of years, I think. But the miracle, because in Italy it's a miracle, was that they won the the guy who was like who was guiding the occupation, which is Tommaso. He was sued by the municipality for this because the place was owned by the city of Milan, but he won the trial because there was like no. So the place became like legal. The occupation became legal, this is the miracle in Italy, because usually with stuff like that you are kicked out and or you continue to stay there like illegally with all the issues that this can cause to you and all the collective. But yeah, they did so good for the community, and not just music, but also with as I told you, a lot of other many cultural events and a lot of solidarity. They opened this called the wall of kindness, which is literally the Tempio's wall, the venue's wall, where they hang clothes, books, and like toys for kids. I don't know, everything. So people in need, they can go there and pick them up without asking or explaining anything.
Yes.
And also they have a lot of volunteers working every day to stay like at the door. So if you are people in need, you go there and you like, I don't know, I need heavy clothes for the winter or whatever, or I have a kid that needs some toys or I need some clothes for him, blah, blah, blah. You can ask and these volunteers can give you, but you can also have without asking, going to the wall. These are all like stuff that people can donate to the Tempio, and they manage how to make it work. I did my first my first shift as a volunteer like last week, I think. Yeah, last week. And I really was like impressed because there is a lot of work to do, and there is a lot of people in need that they come there to ask, and it's, it makes you like understand how like lucky we are, even with all our of course problems and stuff, because it's a full I think to stay grounded when you go there. You see what does it mean to live on the street, and yeah.
Yes,
so they do a lot of interesting and super nice events, and as I told you, this kind of stuff with charity. Also, they have the donation policy at the door. For some parties, you can arrive there with like a pasta or tampons, stuff like that. You can come inside for free if you do a donation to the wall of kindness. So yeah, it's a lovely place. But the good thing, the incredible thing is that this place became legal after a trial of this kind, and now yes, it's everything is recognized by the law, and they can operate the place. And a thing that I really personally love is that every time I go there is an upgrade. Even in the club side of the place, so you find, even it's just like a new light or a new monitors or whatever, they are always investing to make the place better. Also they have like the school of techno where you can go there and learn how to DJ or produce with like super affordable prices. And they have a huge library with a lot of books that people can donate. You can take the books and then come back with another one. It's really an interesting place.
And what was your first
contact with them?
Yeah.
I played a showcase for a label I was releasing with in 2021, and Tommaso, the guy that I mentioned before, had my set, and he was like, "No, we would love to have you as a resident." And I said, "Okay." I didn't have a residency in Milan at the moment. Tempio was perfect, also because there I'm always super free to express myself. And Yeah, but I've been a lot traveling from Sardinia to Milan in the last years because of my dog. I mean, it's a long story now. It's not the time to talk about it, but I had to travel a lot, so I could. I'm a bit sad that I couldn't be there during the week, like to participate to all this stuff, like volunteering and also like the School of Techno as a tutor, blah blah blah. But I really would love, looking forward to do that.
To be more involved.
Yeah, to be more involved. Yeah, because they do, as I told you, a lot of interesting stuff.
It's a cultural center, like.
Yeah, it's a cultural center. Exactly. It's not just a club. Definitely not just a club. They also work a lot on like awareness and sex positive. All this kind of stuff that in Italy are not so, are not so like easy to find. So yeah, if it didn't exist, I would think like that is like a utopia,
Yes,
utopia.
For sure.
Utopia is in Italian. Utopia, yeah, because it's like it's really amazing how it works. And how they do everything. They also do like performing. They have this like big room where they do yoga. They do like dance. All these kind of super
Activities.
great activities. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it seems to me, like, I've never been yet, but from the way people speak about it, from what I see online, it seems to be, as you say, a utopia in Italy. Italy is a country that has a lot of good stuff, but also it's quite narrow-minded in many cases, especially when it comes down to culture. Like for some people, these things are completely outside of, like, you should not be doing these things. Like, you do charity in a wall, it just feels weird. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And in your career as an artist, both as a DJ and as a producer, how did that help you evolve?
Oh, well, it's super inspiring to be around Tempio and to stay there, also because they have a lot of like different artists, as I told you, from performers to DJs that does completely different styles. And also they have a huge link with the Chinese community because Tempio is located next to Chinatown, the neighborhood called Chinatown. And they did this thing that is super cool because they linked with the Chinese community and they bring a lot of different view and different styles of music. So it's for me it helps a lot to evolve, to discover new stuff, and also to watch super young people wanting to learn how to DJ. It's also super inspiring on the human side of it, with all this solidarity stuff. And it gives me hope with the world because now we are not living the best moments, of course. It's a place that gives you always inspiration because of all these elements,
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure. And it's really, also for me, it's beautiful to know that place exists in Italy.
Mm-hmm. I know
even
that,
more meaningful.
Yeah, but I know that if you are Italian, you can understand it. Like you have a different perspective because you worked there. That this place is like a miracle because it's very difficult that you win a trial like that.
Yes, it's difficult. It's beautiful.
It's really difficult, but they really do. They also opened the record store now inside Tempio, which is a beautiful place. And also the Tempio Radio. They just started with the radio adventure, and they have guests almost every day during the week and also the weekend. They also do markets. Now everything is coming to mind because they do so many things that I suggest to take a look on the program and also the story in a more detailed way because now if I will tell you all the story we will need 2 hours to know all the details, but the internet you will find almost everything. But it's worth a visit if you are in Milan. Even if you are just not into clubbing and you want to come there during the day.
Yes, for sure. I would definitely, if next time I'm in Milan, I would definitely visit. It's something I wanted to do for a long time. And in terms of your creative, your inspiration, how you make music, what inspires you at the moment and what are the routines, the practices that help you get into the right mood, into the right headspace?
I don't have a routine and I don't have practices, to be honest. I mean, I leave the will to do music as a natural need, I would say. So when I want to do it, I do it basically. I don't, sometimes I don't like to force myself, but sometimes it works to force myself, but I'm not much into do that. I like to do it as a practice. Like when I want to learn something new, then I'm super committed, and I don't want to say I force myself, but I'm a lot into it, and I'm super committed, as I said. So I do it. But when it comes to like creative stuff, more like inspiration, I don't have practices. I mean, I'm always like walking with the head in the clouds, like. Inspired by literally could be anything. I'm always dreaming with my eyes open. I'm the kind of person. So that's. I mean, yes. When I have the need, I do it basically. Yeah. And I'm really inspired by physics and mysticism. Are my main interests at the moment. If I could go back, maybe instead of architecture, I would do physics now. So maybe this will change, but for now, this is my. I will do physics if I could come back, because it helps me. When I was studying, I used to hate it, but now, as soon as I started reading about it by myself and studying a bit, it's a huge word, but reading about that by myself, it helps me a lot to survive. To be honest, to survive the everyday life, because. When it makes me feel tiny and but also like vast, because if I think about space, I feel super tiny, and like what I'm worrying about, I'm pointless. I'm so tiny compared to the cosmic nature of time, the planets, the universe, and all the story. You feel overwhelmed if you think about me. I do, if I think about it. So it makes me feel more, grounded. And yes, physics makes me feel grounded because of the paradox of life. When you read about it, so you feel tiny, but at the same time, when you read about like the particles that make up ourselves, like atoms and stuff like that, you feel vast. You feel you have an importance. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly in English, but this helps me to stay to stay grounded and to
detach from the problems that concerns you.
Exactly. Because I feel like some sort of power in what I want to achieve or what I need to do, but in a more detached way, because I feel tiny at the same time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So the more I learn and I study about that, also there are many things that are still on the like to be discovered, and people are studying and experimenting. It's a really, really fascinating thing for me. But it helps me a lot even in the everyday life to study the kind of stuff.
To feel less anxiety?
Absolutely. When I feel anxiety, I'm like, in the cosmic time and in the like how big is everything, this moment it doesn't exist even. Like it's just not a moment, it's less than a moment, And when I feel like powerless or like weak, I think about like all the things that even come from space, that are part of us, and I feel like, oh wow, I'm super powerful. I have,
Yes, we're part of the same thing. Mm-hmm. And are there recurring things that make you feel fear or anxiety?
To be honest, fear is not something that I feel. I started like leaving the fear out of the door many years ago, and when I was like leaving my family and I was deciding to do what I do, I had to like go like close myself with myself and questioning everything about anything they will learn since we are born, like everything that growing up in a society gives you. So I have to think about rethink everything. Like okay, they taught you this, but are you okay with that? Is it okay for you? like if you were out of society, what would you have? Would you do the same? So I started to like this really long trip with knowing my true self. What would I do without like all this rule in society, all this mentality stuff, blah blah blah.
External.
And and at some point I was for me like going out of a box and seeing the light. And at that point I was also like studying all these things that I told you, like about physics and how tiny we are, but at the same time how big we are, blah blah blah. And that's when fear.
Yes.
I don't want to say disappeared because I'm human, but almost disappeared. So I don't have that feeling. No fear, no anxiety. Yeah, anxiety for me is like related to my human interactions. Maybe I don't know. For example, my dog now is not feeling good. He's like 17 years old. Yeah. So the anxiety is related to his well-being, and is maybe knowing that he is suffering creates me a bit of anxiety. But I think that I have a good relationship with death. It's something that doesn't scares me. He's 17 years old, so I mean I have a good mentality. I think about that, a good feeling. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anxiety for me is related to normal stuff, like properly human stuff. Yeah, I mean related to classic stuff about people that I love, that or like also the world going to I don't know, a bad place. It gives me a bit of anxiety if I think about it, of course. Mm-hmm. But I would say normal stuff. I don't know what is normal, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's part of the human experience. It's very natural to us. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned before that sometimes you have the need. You make music when you need. Mm-hmm. What do you feel inside when you start then making music?
Big excitement, or like like a vibration. I think like my fluids, like my cells start to be super excited. It's something like from
inside your belly.
Yeah, like here, like spreading. I don't know. Maybe I'm sounding super romantic and a dreamer, but that's how I am, to be honest. So yeah. It's maybe I go to a club night or listen to music at home or whatever, and I start to like fantasize, and I wanna but it's super physical for me.
Yeah, you
not only just mental. Yeah, but it's like vibration. But for me, it's as you see, I'm laughing and I'm super happy when I talk about it, because for me, I'm not the kind of person that does music when is super sad and you need to be sad to create art. I'm not the kind of person. I'm exactly the opposite. I like to feel good. I like to do that when I'm feeling good and
inspired. I mean, there's something that kind of moves you inside, and then you then want to do music.
Exactly.
How does that differ to how you feel when you're DJing?
Mm-hmm. When I'm DJing, I'm still like, if the situation is okay, like the sound system is okay and the night is going well. I also feel like a vibration, a very good vibration, and that is different because you also have the energy, not only yours when you're producing, but you also have the room's energy, the people energy. Mm-hmm. Which is really important. And there are moments where the planets align and you really feel like in your skin, like goosebumps, because everything is like I don't know, is flowing in a good way. That's the best feeling, and that's the feelings that drives me to still doing this even if I'm 40 years old. And sometimes it's a bit can be a bit tiring for many reasons, but also when the night is not going well, still playing the music that I like gives me a lot of energy. Listening to that in a club, even if it's empty, I'm still happy. I'm still grateful. I'm still like, okay, I'm gonna do this. If it's bad, it's still good because I can do that and I can listen to music that I like. Mm-hmm. It's okay. I mean, whatever. The next one would be better. So yeah.
Yes. So you sometimes without trying to force the experience, you might find yourself in a very beautiful moment. Mm-hmm. Everything aligns. Mm-hmm. But even in the not so good moments, you still find joy in actually playing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can do that. It's not. I mean, it's not easy sometimes. Still, because we are humans. Maybe also you're not feeling good with your body, or I mean, there is not a good moment, and there is it's more difficult. But I try to do it to be still, grateful and as happy as I could be in the moment.
Yes, and when I was doing research before this interview, I also saw on your Instagram you were talking about I think it was your first Berghain, and you said it was one of the best experiences of your life.
The third time.
The third time, yes.
Also, the first was amazing, but the third time was I played the pre-closing slot, and I had Luke Slater before me and Ben Sims after me, and I work with Ben since many years now.
I
think 4-5 years now. So I was excited because it was the first time meeting him in person, and with this lineup, like with Luke before and Ben after, the room was boiling. So when I started, there was the planets alignment that I said before, and all my friends were there. It was really, really, really good. Like people, they were dancing like so. They literally gave me everything the night. I received gifts. Like everything was too good. Yeah. Also, the first time was good because as I told you before, I was never been into Berghain before playing. I never had the chance even to go outside, even to see the building from the outside, because every time I came to Berlin I started playing in Berlin in 2012, but every time I came, played and come back, so I didn't have the time to check any other club. So it was like my first time even inside the club, so it was like a shock in a good way, of course, when I arrived, and also there my friends were there. And it was amazing. But that third time was it was really
meaningful.
Great. Exactly. It was really, really nice.
Yes.
Wow. Now we have a new one. You have a new best one that I did this 2 days ago.
Closing.
Yeah, with the closing.
Because we spoke about it briefly before. The closing compared to the normal set, how did it feel for you, like emotionally?
I was more like excited in a good and in a bad way. In a bad way because I was a bit scared about my body. Because I was like, oh my God, I never did any kind of sport in my life. How can I stay 8 hours? Because I was doing 8-hour set, also 9. I did also 10 when I was 20. But now that I'm 40, I'm like, oh my God, my back is gonna hurt a lot. But it was the only like bad thought that I have. All the rest was pure excitement. Also, when I was like selecting music, I was so excited. Also, I had this super cute thing because some of my friends, they did tracks exclusively for my closing. So I opened my set with a track by my friend, Confidential Recipe he's from Venezuela, but he lives in Colombia. And he posted a story with like a snippet of this track, and I was like, wait a second, I want to open my closing slot with this. Please finish that. Please for me, finish the track. Send it to me. I want to use it. He was like, oh, okay. So he finished the track like 2-3 days before my closing, and he sent it to me. And so I used this track that I only have for now. I think he's gonna release it, but for now it was my exclusive just for the closing. And at the same time, my friends, Italian friends called HoS, it's a live project that I really love. They are super good.
They're based in Berlin,
they're based in Berlin, yes. We are always like sharing music because we are really close friends. So when they do like a little like a snippet or draft, they're like, Eli, what do you think? And I'm like, oh, hey guys, what do you think about this? We are always like this. And they sent me this track, and I was like, okay, this I wanna play this. They were like, oh, but it's not finished. Please finish. So they did a version for me that it's already changed, but I only have this version of the track that was perfect for for the closing. They're gonna release it, I think, but in the new updated version that is better for them. But I was obsessed with the first one, so they finished the first one for me. So I had also these lovely,
Super cool.
these lovely things happening with the tracks that I mean, the people they could only hear when I was playing the closing.
Yeah, it's amazing because then it's such a unique experience for you, for the artist, but also for the people. It's such a beautiful way to actually
a lot of
integrate
people
that into
ask me
your
like
sets.
also crazy because a lot of people like took like the classic black videos. And they were like, this track, I was just done with the track, but it's impossible, of course, because the track doesn't exist in the in the internet.
Yes.
And I only have it, so I was explaining that. But a lot of people ask about those tracks. So, I was like, okay, I did a great choice.
That's such a beautiful feeling for everybody involved. And we spoke before, one thing that is interesting is that you have unconventional origin, background story, right? Because as you said before, you came from a very small town. You didn't have access to, the internet was not really as active as it is now. Your parents were not supporting, no inputs, no mentors, aside from that example of the DJ that inspired you. But also you didn't have clubs to play. You kind of shaped your own journey. And then another thing is timing. So it took time for you to get to this point.
Yeah. Recently I was playing, I don't remember, maybe Amsterdam, and this girl came to me and she was like, I'm starting to DJ, I'm 25. And I was like, lovely. So she was like, how can you tell me about your experience? And she was like frustrated because she just started like opening Ableton Live, and she was like, I can even do a beat. Like I started 2 months before, and I was like, if I can tell you what I think, this is not the right attitude. I mean, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, and a lot of patience, of course, and also because I think that if you wanna follow that path. And you wanna, something that is really important for me is to showcase your uniqueness, your authenticity at the best way, in the best way possible. If you wanna showcase your uniqueness, you have to know yourself. But knowing yourself is not an easy journey, because everybody tends to think that like I'm a good person, but when you really start to dig and you really start to the journey of knowing yourself, you discover that you have also shadows. You also have I don't want to say a bad side, but you also have a dark side. Let's say that. And sometimes it's not easy to know it or to accept it or to work on it if you want to change. So it's not an easy way, but it can take more time for some people and less time for others. But you need the commitment, and you need to be ready to discover stuff that maybe you don't like.
Yes. It also is a long journey.
It's a long journey. Yeah, exactly. So
there's never an end. Like it's something.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Always evolving. 100%. I mean, for me personally. So feeling the frustration after like a month of opening Ableton Live, I was like, no, girl, this is not. You have to take time. You have to. If you want to do this and you really want to show the world your uniqueness, you have to understand which one is it, and to know yourself and follow your follow the typical follow your heart. But it's so true. I mean. This was a moment now that I'm thinking about it that I had a switch, because I was talking to an incredible artist, which is Jimmy Edgar. I don't know if you know him. I think he's from the US. He's an incredible music producer, visual artist. I mean, he's
full spectrum,
the full package. He's a great artist, and I think it was 2015. I don't remember how I got in contact with him. It's an incredible person, really. It's a really. If you don't know him, check him out. Jimmy Edgar. He used to have a label called Ultra Magic with Pilar Zeta, which is another incredible artist. They had this label, which was my favorite at the moment. I was sending him some demos. He was like, the music is really good, but I think that you can do more. You didn't like you are not expressing yourself 100% yet, because I can feel that this music is rooted in the dance music, like in dance music history. Like, I mean, you know what you're talking about, but you are not showcasing your yourself 100%.
Elisa,
exactly, your uniqueness, as I was telling you. Put your love in what you do, and everything will follow. You know, it's a phrase that we always hear. Like it's like in the in the mags. You know, at
the airport. But it's true.
In the chocolate. Like, but in that moment, it was like when something strikes different. In that moment, it was the moment that I needed to hear that. So that was the moment where I like, okay, I need to stay by myself and to follow the journey to know me. Really, and isolating from all the inputs and stuff. And after that, I did a really, like, I'm super proud of the music that came out after this, my personal journey. Mm-hmm. And it was absolutely right. After that, I started having a flow producing that was, as I told you, so natural. And I mean, everything from there, for me personally, was so much better and so more natural and more like effortless, maybe. Mm-hmm. Even if, as we were talking about, I always took my time and always follow my time without stressing about, oh my God, I need to do the release. If I don't do the release, I don't play it. All those, I'm completely out of those mechanisms. I don't want to be forced to make music, to make things happen. I prefer like to be, I don't know, poor, let's say that. I would say in Italian, but do it in my own way. At the same time, I'm super open to other opinions. I don't want to sound like, oh no, this is me. I don't want to, I'm super open, and I really love to talk to people and to listen, especially.
Yes, because there was another thing that I think I've realized when we started Almost Sound 6 years ago. I thought, I want to know the one secret that, if you know that secret, you're going to make it in being whatever, a touring DJ. And then you discover, having conversations recorded or offline, they're like, there's no one way. There is so many different ways and paths, and every situation is so different. The combination of events that lead that person to be at that time where they are, such a huge variety.
Absolutely. Yes. No path is like another. Absolutely, there are too many reasons. That's why I don't care like about bad comments or like commenting other stuff, because you never know. You have no idea of what really happened, of what really led to that point, to that decision. No.
Yeah. Yes, I was wondering also, like with the previous guests, we're talking when someone is doesn't have so much patience. For example, let's say their aspiration, their goal is to become a touring DJ that lives out of their music and plays great club every week. And they get to production thinking that is the way to get gigs, and then they get impatient. I started thinking that that's almost like, that shows something in your mentality that probably means that even if you get there, you're not going to be so happy, because you're doing that almost like it's a mean to an end. It's like you're studying something that you really don't want to study to get a job afterward.
Yeah, this is like an attitude that it's really not for me.
It's super hard, right?
Yeah.
Because then but I also see that even if the person is like, fingers crossed, they become successful at that journey, they probably will be deeply unhappy because they're not enjoying the music. It's like they're trying to use the music for fame or money, right? It's such a hard thing to... Yeah,
it's something that is completely not for me and out of my... absolutely not my attitude, or something that I don't like. It's not for me.
Yeah.
But also, I think that coming back to like a young girl or a young person, like being patient and having that attitude, what I said was like, we have to start from, knowing yourself and blah, 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 what he said. But we need to start from like a question, I think. The question is like, would you still do art if there were no recognition involved? That's the question. From there, then you move from there. If the answer is yes, okay. So you can survive every bad moment, because you will still be doing art, even if no one is liking it or recognizing it. if the answer is no, I need recognition. Okay, that's a different path, and it's it can lead to many bad moments, I think.
Unhappiness.
Yeah. Also because if you have the need to do art, you can also do other, like maybe another job, but still wanted to do that. That's I'm lucky and I'm happy that I can live with it now. But I mean, it wouldn't be a problem. I mean, if things are not going good, I will still be doing it, but maybe adding another job or whatever to survive. But I mean, I need it. It's in my daily life. Every time making music or thinking about music, so they're not gonna change.
Yes.
Touring or not touring, and music, or I mean, producing or releasing or not releasing, I will still be producing or doing music.
And for you specifically, where does the need of making music come from? I asked you before. Is that because it doesn't come from your family, from your upbringing?
Yeah, that I honestly I don't know. I was always thinking that it was inside of me and that's it. Like I always thinking that I was born with it, you know. Mm-hmm. Like I've always wanted to do that. I don't know why. There is no a moment or like something that I remember that. No, since I have memory of my childhood, since I'm capable to come back with the memory. I've always wanted to do music. I'm always like playing with the radio, doing like recording cassettes, you know, stuff like that. Always singing, doing stuff.
It was just part of you.
I don't sing.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
It's part of you.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's the point. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, you're living them yourself. You're expressing yourself with your life.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah. I really do believe in what I said before, like the path of like wanting to know yourself. Is not. I mean, I don't believe in like self-esteem. You know, it's different. I think it lead to like very bad moments, the 1-2 and delusions and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And also puts you in like a competition all the time, even just with yourself. I'm more into like know yourself than like yourself.
Yes.
I don't know if I explain myself, you know.
Yes, but you mentioned it before also that to knowing yourself, discovering also the shadow that you might not like because it's painful, or you just like don't resonate with that, but feel part of yourself. Yeah,
but also that you can start to like act about it, you know, and do something. If you don't like it, you can evolve. It's important to evolve.
Yes.
To grow.
Yeah, to grow and to be aware of like who you are deeply. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you something about your releases. Is there a particular release that any piece of music you put out? I know you released on Art Groove, Truncate very recently as well, other labels, that for you is quite meaningful because it represents a part of who you are. Yeah,
definitely. What I was telling you before about Jimmy Edgar, because after we were like having this exchange of emails and like ideas, he wanted to sign me on Ultra Magic, but they closed the project at some point. Him and Pilar were like doing something different, so they decided to stop with the label. And he put me in contact with Unknown to the Unknown. DJ HoS is the label boss, and so these tracks that Jimmy wanted, he sent them to DJ HoS, and he wanted them all. And I sent 6 tracks, and DJ HoS picked them all up. And Unknown to the Unknown was one of my favorite labels too at the moment, as they have a nice attitude for me because they have a huge catalog where you go from Lego World to, I don't know, Confidential Recipe to me and DJ HoS and, I don't know, Electro, House, Techno, Acid. So it's really nice for me because as I told you, I like many styles of music.
You can express even more.
Exactly. I'm super free with them. I released in August an EP again with DJ HoS because it's at the 3rd or the 4th, I don't remember. Anyway, but we worked together in a really nice way. And so I got in contact thanks to Jimmy with the DJ HoS, and he was like, I really like this music, and we did my EP that is called Mind Game. Mm-hmm. And I'm super like proud of that one because it came after this period of like long journey with myself and being happy of, I mean, who I am, all my my achievement as a person, not in the music. Yes, and there is a track, there is a Pulsar inside that I think is my own favorite track. And the EP showcases also my love for physics, and if you see like all the titles are like related to physics because we have Pulsar, we have Mass, and then there is another track that is called Awake. Awaken. No? So oh my god, I don't remember my own. Awake something. Yeah, no. Awake, I think. Anyway, so it's also like related to mysticism and stuff like that spiritual stuff that I'm really into, and so I think it's the perfect like summary of that personal achievement, and still, even if it sounds super slow compared to the BPM that I'm playing now, mainly, it's still my one, super meaningful for me.
Yeah, because what makes it meaningful is because it's kind of representing a chapter of your life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Since
that things started flowing better for me personally, and then of course with my career.
Yes. And talking about remixes, that's something also you've done a lot of. Like,
this year definitely.
Yeah, Tal Fussman was one of them.
Yeah.
I think Meetup for me was before.
No, Mita it was released yesterday, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't the first one, because maybe I saw the premiere.
There was a premiere. Yeah. But the release, they were late with the vinyl, so it was supposed to come out like last month, I think, or like 10 days ago, and then they moved it to yesterday. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Super. It's a recent one.
And then Bonobo as well. You remixed Bonobo.
Yeah, Bonobo and Pote, yes.
Yes, and then when we were chatting at the start, you are recording a masterclass from Sound about remixing. Yeah. What are the most important things for you as a remixer? Because you want to express yourself, you want to respect also the artist who made the track. How do you see this?
So I have my own theory about this, of course. I was talking about this Sunday before playing with a girl. She was asking me about the same thing. And so I usually say like the remix as as a painting, like if someone is asking you to how would you paint the portrait of this, like you show me a picture, like to Picasso, to Monet, for example. And you're like, how will you paint this? For me, it's exactly the same. So I like to paint my own version of the original one. So in the case of the paintings of the original picture, through my musical vision, artistic lens, as they say, and so. I'm in that case, I'm really like not accepting not comments, but I don't like when it happened to me a couple of times, like people saying like, okay, we like the remix, but this should be like, the hats should be like that, there should be more melody. I'm like, no, if I put more, like if this is my version and I put like the stuff that you would put is no more Elisa Bee remix, is Elisa Bee and you remix, so it's for me it's really like the thing about the painting is it's perfect in my opinion, because it's like you go to Picasso, like, okay, I don't like this painting is good, but you should take off the red and put the blue. It's like you wouldn't do that. This is my vision about the remix. So if I will ask a remix to an artist, maybe you don't like it because it's okay. I mean, you cannot like it. It's not mandatory to like it. And maybe you're not going to release it, which I accept, of course. But putting like words or like ideas into something that is creative, from the creativity of another person, from his vision, it's no more a pure vision of the art of the remixer, but it's like there is contamination that he didn't ask for, or she didn't ask for. So I'm a bit like not much open on that. I mean, if I will ask a remix to an artist, I will accept it how it is, or will not release it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my. I will explain this in a better, more more depth in the masterclass for sure. But yeah, this is my perspective in the remix. As I told you before, I'm super open to every kind of comments.
Yes.
But yeah, in the I don't know, in the creativity field, I don't know if it's correct, but in that case, it's so personal that I don't know. I won't accept to.
It's hard to judge a track because how do you base it? Like you might like it or not like it, but even then, can you say this track isn't wrong, right? It's hard with remixes because then someone might have an expectation of how maybe they like your music for another release, or maybe they
exactly. You know, but expectations. Yeah. No, keep away expectations from your life. This is my unsolicited advice. In general, it's the main road to delusion. Also, this is a thing that because it's human to have expectations, of course. So I have to fight a lot against it. You know, I really wanted to not have expectation in general. So I try to stay away from it, even if sometimes they come out because we are human. But it's not something that No, I don't like to have expectation. With art, with paintings or music or whatever, photography, whatever you want, it's even worse because, if we do this, it's because we want to express ourselves. If I'm not free or I need to change this because of this or that, blah, 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 I prefer you not to release it or not to pick it up, and it's okay, instead of telling me what to do on the track, on the music. I don't want to sound, how do you say in English?
Too much or...
too
prescriptive, too militant.
Or like...
arrogant? Or?
Yeah, exactly. Bravissimo.
Yes.
I don't want to sound arrogant, absolutely. But my artistic vision is something that if I want to have contaminations, I want it to be natural, coming from me, not like forced because you want to release something, you know what I mean?
Yes, totally. I think a big struggle of many artists, including myself, for example, is that it took me a long time to step out of what I think the expectations of the outside world are, and to really focus on myself.
Yeah.
Were you always like this, that you seem to be focused and tuned into who you are? Were you always like this, or it evolved?
No. I wasn't. I was a lot like this, but not like so strong like I feel now. But yeah, I started this path when I was really young, around my teenager and straight after. But a big crisis was the university, because there I understood that it wasn't my path. No, architecture was, even if I like architecture, I like art in general, it wasn't my path, and I understood it in the really bad way, suffering a lot, and it was a really big crisis because I was scared to upset my mom. Maybe I would be a delusion for them, for my grandparents or my family. But then I was like, you are not killing anybody. It's more important that you are feeling good with yourself than making other people happy, because as I told you, in the end, it's you, and that's it. You have to be, especially if you are feeling good in the fact that you are not hurting, you are really not doing anything bad to anyone, and they will understand.
Yes. It's a very good thing to embody, to really live by this.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, I wanted to ask you maybe one last question, and then we go into the last part of the interview. How now you're playing a lot of gigs. You're on the road. You're playing a lot, and what is the cost? What is the price that you're paying for that in terms of playing so many gigs?
For me, the only cost is for my body, to be honest. Sometimes maybe I don't feel I feel too tired, but for the rest, to be honest, I'm okay. I'm always okay. I like to be easygoing, and I'm more grateful than focusing on. What is the cost? I don't know. I'm feeling really yeah, really grateful. But the only thing that is really sometimes intense is the being tired.
Yeah, traveling as well, or
Yes. Oh, that can be tough. Also because when you are a woman, you have some days that you are feeling really bad.
your period.
Exactly. And for me, it's really I feel super bad. So when the time comes, it's really hard to even stay like in the walk or like to exist, to be honest.
Yeah, it's another.
That moment is really tough. But apart from that, I try to stay focused on the good side. Yeah.
Yes, and it seems like that you're really aligned. You're really where you should be in your life.
Yeah. Okay. For now, I think so. Yeah. Today, yes. Let's see.
Of course.
Tomorrow, what I'm thinking.
What is your, if you have a vision of what you think your life is going to be in 10 years, how do you think it will change compared to now?
I don't have a vision of. I prefer to live the future, like
Step by step.
Yeah, to live it where it is, which we don't know. So maybe it was Kafka that said like, let it sleep. Otherwise, if you wake it up, it can be a problem. Yeah, something like that. This is my vision, not vision about the future.
It's probably like more calming. It gives you more peace.
Yeah.
To not think about it so much.
Yeah. Yes, my main focus is to stay relaxed and in peace, even if everything even if, as I told you, as we all know, the moment in the present is not at its best. Let's say that.
Yes, and going to the final part of the interview, we can think about it as rapid fire questions. So answer whatever comes to mind first. What drives you in life in 3 words?
What drives me in life? Kindness. Kindness is my favorite thing. Love and curiosity.
Beautiful. I think now I know why. Like now understanding from the context, I fully understand.
Yeah, kindness is my if I go to buy a coffee and the exchange with the person at the bar is like super kind. I'm like I feel like okay, the world is amazing.
Yeah, you feel connected and relaxed. Yeah. And if you, let's imagine you are holding a flag that is floating above you wherever you go. So that's the first thing that people see when they see you. What does the flag say?
It can be like also like some design, or it must
can be also symbol. Yeah, sure.
I think the loading icon.
Which one is
the
it?
The loading icon.
Yes.
When the page is loading, because it's like my mind always thinking,
Perfect. That's a beautiful idea.
Always loading.
It makes me think of The Sims, this game, the computer game.
Yeah, I know the game, but I never played, of course.
Of course.
Never saw it in the real life. I mean, in the computer. Yeah, I think the first computer in my family was when I was 17.
You were not producing yet, no? No, it was just...
No. I started producing in 2012 after years of DJing.
Yeah, so it came later.
I started producing, yeah.
And talking about your personality, what trait of your personality is a blessing and what is a curse?
I think a curse is, for me personally, it's really hard to say no, which is also a nice thing because I'm always like emotionally available for my friends, so they know that they can ask me anything and I'm never gonna say no, or always there to help. But at the same time is a curse because sometimes you end up doing things that you really don't want to do, and maybe you don't even know why you say yes or you accept it, but you really wanted to say no. For me, it's really hard to say no. I'm learning, I'm working on it because I'm a bit tired of like sometimes ending up in situations that I'm like, why
am I here? Why did I say yes?
Yes, this is the first thing that comes to mind, but for sure I have other like traits that are not the best. Now I don't know.
Learning to say no is also like a very important skill, especially when you're doing a lot of things. If you say yes to everything, you
no way.
Explode very easily.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
Talking about DJing and music, what is a closing track that if you were to play the same closing track for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Oh, there are many that I would love, but I think I'm gonna say Laurent Garnier, Flashback. There is the Laboratoire mix that I played in New Year's Eve in Berghain as my last track, and I did edit because the original one is like 7 minutes, and I did edit a special edit for that occasion, and it was like an epic moment. Because also there is like a vocal talking about like acid house, I think, if I remember correctly, which makes like the break more epic when it starts again. So the track has everything, like the melody, the structure is perfect for a closing track, in my opinion. So yeah, I would say if we have to pick up one, which is very difficult now in this moment, I would say that. Yeah.
Beautiful. I need to check it out again because I can't remember it, but now I need to recheck it out. Mm-hmm. Can you sing aloud one of your latest tracks?
No way. I'm not gonna sing. Sorry. You see, I learned to say no.
Perfect. Thank you for, I honor your, thank you for respecting your no's. And what is a funny or weird guest list request you got?
Oh God, this is amazing. To be honest, it's not a guest request that I got. I have many guest list requests, but always like with the same style, and sometimes a bit very, very rude. So I don't want to talk about. I mean, it's not worth to talk about it. But a friend of mine, this is one of my favorite stories ever, received this vocal message on Instagram from a guy from his like little small town in Italy. And this guy was like, "Hey man," imagine like the strongest South Italian accent, and he was like, "Hey man, I know you live in Berlin, Germany." Like, okay, like of course. He said Germany, like he wanted to note that Berlin is in Germany. So I was already laughing. So I know you live in Berlin, Germany. I wanted to ask you, do you maybe have some friends working in the how do you call it, the great crown, the Birmingham instead of Berghain? He said the Birmingham. So I was dying when I heard the message. I was crying because you're Italian, so you can understand. Imagine like the accent. And then like, how do you have friends in the famous club? How do you call it, Birmingham?
Yeah. Can I have a guest list?
Yeah, I wanted the guest list for the Birmingham. So yeah.
Did your friend reply? No.
I think that he replied after like 3-4 days. The weekend was gone. Was like, now it's too late because I mean you don't know what. I mean, what can you say?
Yeah. In the internet. If you were
Birmingham.
The Birmingham. And what is one of the most funny moments you lived when you were DJing?
I don't know. Too many years. Are really many funny moments. But maybe going back to the thing that we already spoke about, the first time in Berghain, I think that was super funny for me was that one of my best friends came with her husband, and they are not into clubbing, not especially the husband. I don't think he's into techno at all, but she wanted to be there because she knows that it was an important gig for me, an important like debut, So she was like, "How long are you gonna play?" "I'm gonna play 4 hours." "Oh my God, 4 hours is a lot." "No, Ellie, don't be upset, but I don't think we are gonna stay the whole 4 hours. It's too long set." I was like, "Oh no problem. Of course, when you're tired, you can go. I'm super easy. I don't care about that. You have to feel good and go whenever you want." So I played. When I finished, they were like completely drunk, like. Like they look like the football team supporters, like
the hooligans.
They were like, I was crying, laughing. They were so like.
So they stayed for the 4 hours.
Yeah, they stayed for the 4 hours, and I don't want to say until the closing, but they stayed a lot. Yeah. They stayed a lot. They party. They had an amazing party that night. Yeah. They met people from Sardinia because they're from Sardinia too. So they met people from Sardinia. They were screaming. My friend was crying because she was super excited after I played, and I was completely sober. as I'm basically every time. So for me it was super funny to be completely like sober and fresh even after those 4 hours. And they were supposed to be home resting, and they were like having the best night of their life, screaming, dancing. It was super funny for me personally.
Yeah, for sure. It's also enduring, like, to see your friends committing to come, even if they don't like the music. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it was super nice. It was super nice.
Such a beautiful moment. And if you were to get stuck on a deserted island with an artist, musician, or other kind, and it could be a dead or alive person, who would that be?
Here I can't say just one name. The first come to mind are like Franco Battiato, would be my dream, absolute dream. And then I would say like Nick Cave.
Nick Cave, yeah.
But also Trent Reznor. And I stop here, I could go on, but these three, yes. One of these three.
Inspiration.
I love them all in different ways, them all, yeah.
And what are you most excited about for the next...
For the next chapters, I'm gonna work on something different soon. One of my favorite house artists got in touch with me, and I love him. Like, I'm super like fangirl and everything. So he got in touch with me and asked me to work with him on a project. And I'm like, I'm super happy because
nice.
Because it's going out of my more techno comfort zone and doing something especially for him. I cannot wait, like, literally to sit down and open my laptop and work.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Yeah.
Beautiful. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. Looking forward to seeing it more.
Thank you.
And we have a closing tradition, which is what question should we ask the next guest?
This is difficult. Maybe I will say the question that I said before, like, will you still be doing art? Because I guess he's going to be a musician or something similar. Will you still be doing art if there was no recognition involved?
Yeah, beautiful question. Very interesting.
Yeah, maybe the answer will be yes. But if you think about it, it's an interesting question to think about it, I think.
Yes, yeah, super interesting. There's a question for you from the previous guest, which is, what is the first record you bought? You can think about CDs, and what is the latest, the last one you bought? Okay, the first was Bob Marley, because I was obsessed with reggae music, and of course, when you're scratching the surface of reggae music and you, as I said, you're living in a small village in Sardinia, you only know Bob Marley, of course. And I remember I was super upset because I'm not fan, I don't like the live recordings of live shows, you know. I'm not fan of like collecting live in Japan, live in the blah, 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 especially with like bands and musicians, you know. I'm more like into wanting to live the moment. I don't like to listen back to the recordings. And I bought Bob Marley and the Wailers live. But at that moment I was so naive that I thought that live was the name of the record. I was like, I think I was 12. Yeah. So knowing zero English, nothing. So I played the CD and was live. I don't know why, but already I wasn't excited already, even if I was a kid, about the live recordings. I was like, oh no, I bought the only freaking live. Okay, so then I bought other CDs, other music about reggae music, and I collected all the discography of Bob Marley and the Wailers in the years, also on vinyl. I really loved the reggae music, and I was playing a lot of reggae music in my first DJ sets. Anyway, the latest one, I don't remember. The Cure. The Cure. The latest album from The Cure, which is an incredible masterpiece. Yeah, I wanted to play one at the closing, but in the end I gave up. Yeah. But the album is really amazing. Yeah. It's a new album? They released it, if not this year, I don't remember. It's really, really recent though. Super cool. Yeah, very interesting. It's Elisa, beautiful. Thank you for being with us. It's been a beautiful conversation. Good to get to know you. Thank you for your commitment. Like, I can see that you put a love in what you do. Yeah, it's amazing. So thank you. Thank you.